Hey there, welcome back. Maurice here, and today we have Steelrising and its review. Long time, but I want to make this video. I need to make because the game is great. Alright, so in the back end, you see already that's loaded game, but you know me, I need to switch a little bit to my Google Sheet so I can give you all the information straight away. For those who have attention span like a goldfish, can grab and run elsewhere. So it will be a little bit ugly because the game automatically pauses, so I can bring up my ugly sheet. Don't mind. It covers, of course. I will remove it when I will discuss point by point, but basically this is my rating as always goes: graphics, music, cinematic, story, pacing, content, game depth, controls, gameplay, and overall experience. So all the numbers I'm giving, pros and cons, I will individually go through. You see the rating, but there is one interesting point how I see this game is, you see the rating is 7.9, 7.6 by how strictly I rate. Sometimes really it is, and I will try to explain all the points, but give me 1 second, I will switch and I'll let you guess what is the other game. So this is one game, right? This is one rating, and there's another shit, like older shit, older, but basically I try to align similarly but better. So in the comment section you can try a guess which game has such a high ratings and everything, and they have something in common. After, at the end of the video, of course, I will reveal, so there's no, I don't know, suspense. But so far, let's switch back. This is the Steelrising. Steelrising numbers, and as you can see, there are some areas in the music I think they could be done better. Game depth is not so much as a depth, but I still value quite highly the graphics, and as you can see, cinematics and story is important in storytelling games. Experience overall I rate 8.5. So yeah, anyways, I will go through one by one those points, but I will remove them from the screen so you don't need to look at ugly table, but instead you can look at beautiful game itself. So as the first was graphics, and as you can see, I want to show you, yes, I'm hanging around with my friend here. Sorry, you won't fight. We'll switch immediately to the fighting scene. Accidentally triggered one of them, but you can see it counts as graphics. You see the sparks, you see the elemental damage, you see how it looks like. And not giving 10 out of 10 because there always can be better details, higher textures. For example, the tree is one of the examples how it could be that better. But besides that, I really need to run inside the buildings, in particular areas where it's not outside of gardens or something. It will not take a lot of time for each of the points, but this is crucial. This is, I believe, where the game shines. Similarly as I don't know, just saying, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, where you are in these, let's say, historical places, and then you look at these robot elements. They do nothing, they just lie there, but inside these grand palaces and you know, these sceneries, they are, in my opinion, quite great, details and all that. And I will from now on in reviews include in graphics, in the plus side, there is the game supports DLSS. So NVIDIA's DLSS means you can have absolutely no problems with frame rates. It's very well done and supports such thing. And cons, the minor shading alignment glitches. I think you might seen one right away when we entered the building. Yeah, here. This light should not be there. But such things at some points, nothing major, but once you notice, of course, I need to acknowledge they are there, right? So for the music, you can hear in the background it plays, but basically there is no such music every time, all the time. You know, sometimes the games have these really memorable soundtracks. Not here. Here, basically, game kicks in, game music when the combat starts. We can go the environment, and what I value great for pros, I have written environment. So basically, you can look somewhere else, but no, don't want to die here, but you can hear what enemy does when they move. They make their machines, they make some specific sounds. Obviously combat music background kicked in, but also a little things. For example, when your stamina is low, I'll try to get it low, you start seeing a visual, this red mark on my back, but also on the sound, because I'm starting basically to click a bit differently. So if you pay attention, there are a lot of cues around the game itself and how environment around you is changing and evolving, enemies appearing, jumping, dropping on you, and all those things, right? So I can highlight that as much, but missing memorable music, and I like music in general, so I would love to see more of it. Let me just finish it off so we can switch to the next point. So next we have cinematics. Here I need to mention I have given 8 points. For the music there was 6, but cinematics I had 8. I can trigger from the game cinematics, but I put it in this way. It's Spider's style. I will call it like that. And Spiders are developers for the game. They have this European, not like other games, stylish, where they are not going and after how to call it, realistic. Well, they are realistic, the people and everything. The scene they have it's I try to put in the words and I call it perfectly imperfect. So it's, you see that's a game cinematics. There are no absolutely one-to-one like mind tricks that is it real, is it game. You see that yes, it is game cinematics, but it is in a way so cool because it's hard to explain because it goes together with the story. What happens, how it develops, what these peoples are going through, the emotions, betrayal, the reveal, the such. It is captured in those imperfect faces, impressions. They are not top of the line. There's definitely out there more like you can tell the difference from the real person. So they are not after that. But that style, I am sucker for it. I just love it. So 8 points. These cinematics are crucial for the game story, for the game, basically what you're going through, and they play a major role. It's not just clickety clackety slash hack and slash. No. This is more story driven, and it is. I couldn't find anything. Just imperfect cinematics. I'm giving 8 points. For the story, there's linear, somewhat expected, but I consider it great. It's not long story. It's quite well. There are some other characteristics later, gameplay and life also discussed. But see the little detail that just love it. And about this story, I will not say, and I'm not going to claim like, I predicted what will be there. Of course, we are experienced gamers. We expect things to develop to, be something. But if you play the game and you see cinematic or some reveal or something, and you feel like it or dislike, that's totally besides the point. But if you feel anything, like, how dare you, or it's if even if the game angers you, it means the game can touch you inside. And this game touched me. It basically, yes, I played it and I was like, I started without expecting much. It surprised me. And especially in the story-wise, closer to ending, I'm like, no, oh, please don't make that way. I'm not going to spoil anything about the story. But at the end, I was like, damn it, how dare you? Why did you do this to me? And this, at that point, I was like, damn it, they got me. And that's why I'm still, I wanted the story to be longer and more, there are more revealing game resolutions and endings that are absolutely just still at this point hounding me. This wasn't that case, but still I'm saying 8 points for the story, which is high from my point perspective. So yeah, that's that. Pacing, pros, I'm saying it feels well placed, paced, zero grind. I am paying attention to that because every game mostly fails at some point. Either at the beginning you need to, every beginning is easy, but later on it makes the game really grindish. It never felt like this. Never felt like in Steelrising. It was right as it should be. As I said, game is quite short. If it was longer, it would probably run into problems like that. But nope, there was no points where I was like, I need to do this repeat or something. Okay, and the common is the might felt short if you rush the story. I was more curious one. I was going in for everything, like because it's beautiful, it's interesting, I'm curious. So if you rush the story, I think the speedrun is really 1 hours 40 minutes something. Like you can rush through and then it's like the pacing. Okay, the speedrunners, there's no point of talking about pace. So pacing, I'm giving 7.5 points. At the end, I will show you the Excel sheet again, just to. Of course, I managed. This is one of the. I don't like this guy. Well, apparently. And just a reminder, I played this game quite some time ago, so now I'm making this video. I'm playing. No, I still got it. It's fine. It's fine. So, I'm overpowered. It looks easy, but this is right before the end when there's no turning back point. So this is like, I have everything. This like final stage of the game. Okay, so yeah, okay. And yeah, that's about pacing. The content, I don't want to spoil a lot, so I will say there are more areas, generous labyrinths. And by labyrinths, I mean, you see the places, for example, it seems like there's no way to go. No, there is way. You can get there. A lot of places have a lot of areas to access, but you can't get them right away. And it reveals over the period of time how and where you can get, which makes the area that at first seems small actually quite big. And I'm basically at one of those places. Let me just try to run through. In the same time, you will see what I'm talking about. This graphics, this quality, this everything. Oh, why is that there? Okay. And yeah, and in the same time, I will try to show. There should be somewhere outside. I'll try to show how big actually this one area is. God damn it. Lure apartments. Fine, I'm in the. This is the other area. Let's still run. Yeah. Anyways, you got the idea. So the content also shows and has other type of enemies. So you have. Yeah, come on. You have each distinguished enemies in each place, I'd say. I don't want to lie to you, but yeah, there are. At the beginning, there are one enemies, and later on, for example, here, you can face totally different ones. So yeah, that's about the content, but I wrote down I would enjoy more I didn't open the chest. Oh, it was locked. Yeah, I don't have the key. I don't know. Haven't found the key. Sorry. There are some places I haven't been as well. And now we're in a garden. How to get back? Well, there must be somewhere a shortcut as well, but just showing this is still one huge area. Anyways, you got the point. And I would enjoy more, of course. I would enjoy the length of story, the areas, the way more. But at the same time, I am valuing what I got, what spiders prepared for me. So yeah, that's about the content. I'm giving 7 points. This is also different. This whole building, I believe, most of it can be accessed. Both floors, different entrances. Yeah, it's big. It's big. I'm trying to explain. Here I'm not quite sure. Yeah, this is the dead end. So next is game depth. This is the point which was most lowest rating, I believe. I gave to 6 points. Why? Because there are some nice weapons. Okay, I'll try not to die. There is one more enemy there. Yeah, obviously it's not clear. It's whenever I save or use a respawn point. I think this should be fine. Yes, nice, quiet area. Right? Some area. So the depth we have. This is why I wanted to show you the game. We have let's start with attributes, weapons, weapons and inventory. Then you have additional quick belt and modules. Basically, that's it. That's why depth is quite shallow. And just bear with me, okay? If you're talking about the choices, you have quite some choices of weapons. Each of them are unique, kind of ish. The same is true if you, what I have gathered, some items, different attributes, different looks, everything, okay? But it boils down to simple thing. I have chosen, and I love this weapon. This weapon particularly benefits from agility, and now it basically, I am looking for agility. I'm putting all my points in statistics. You can see I have improved agility the most. I am looking armor with agility, and basically there's a lot of ways, not a lot, but ways to build it. But once it nails down to the weapon of your choice, it actually shrinks down, and that's why I'm mentioning this. Quite simple and shallow at the point when you get the playstyle, the weapon you are going with, there is no much room for improvement. The same goes for the modules. For example, I have all the 3 third level slot upgrades, but I am running with first level modules. Why? Because they suit my playstyle. So even if I have a choice of a lot of modules, third level, second level, first level, I am kind of bound and limited to what I need, right? Anyways, going probably too much into details, but yeah, this is the 6 points. I'm giving 6. It doesn't, I don't know how to explain, but this is for the games where you are, all what you do is around one choice, which is what weapon will you use, because the abilities and everything is tied to that weapon. There are other games like that. It actually narrows down everything. If you switch weapons, of course, there's like, wow, whole new world. But if you like one, for example, in my case, this is absolutely the fast. It's really fast. It's nimble. It's amazing, and most of all, why I love it, the second ability is just, for my playstyle, imbalanced, I would say. So yeah, anyways, enough about the rant. 6 points to the game depth. I would enjoy more and something that, I don't know, tailors a little bit more, but you get the point. About the controls, I will. This is actually a stupid place I am because I couldn't get out of it quite some. That was a bit frustrating. Let's see if I can manage to pull off. So, controls is intuitive, no remapping. There are some games where without remapping it's just no, but here, as weird as this is, where usually weapons have one attack and the second attack, the heavy usually, and then the dodge is under something else. Here, for the mouse button, one is attack and second button, the right button is dodge, which at the first felt weird, but as I'm mentioning, once you adapt, it's fine. Yes, and this is how you get out. And I can't stress it enough, but this game at the first felt like it doesn't have this feature, and I point it out. It's climbing. It's whenever you are jumping over something or somewhere high and you see like, oh, this seems too far. When the game has it's not vaulting, it's climbing. It's just, I can jump if I'm far enough, but a lot of games don't have it, where you miss those 3 centimeters and then you just fall down. And without this functionality, I think games should be banned, okay? That's why I mentioned for the controls, it feels good, easy to adapt. One thing that is particularly for, I'd say it's maybe Spider style, I don't know what engine they're using, but moving around, so this is for the cons, moving around and turning, for example, you can't immediately switch, like you have a turning radius and all that. At first it seems weird because it seems like it's hard to navigate, right? If you want to do some crazy shifts, or, well, I'm doing it good but you get the idea. Where you can do something like this, it means it's not switching sides right away, which is more realistic, but it's you need to adapt it. If you switch from any other action game which literally changes sides as fast as you can turn your mouse, it feels a bit unresponsive, right? Once you get your hands how it works, it is fine. It is good. Controls are good. 7.5 points I'm giving. Let me stand somewhere here where you see the details, the little items, the things that not that great. Fine some of them. Are you happy? We are with the people. Well, there were people. Anyways, next point is, the last 2 points is gameplay. Gameplay itself, was try to differentiate the areas how games perform. So gameplay is challenging but fair, because it's a Souls-like game, and Souls-like, if you're talking about Souls-like, it's the game that hates players and punishes them on every corner. There's like literally whole internet full with, however, the box is eating you, the walls are killing you, the enemies are hiding from behind, and huge arrows are just nailing you to the walls without even you knowing it will happen. It's like, game hates you. That's like the shortcut for some Souls-like games. Not this one. This game is challenging. There were some bosses I was frustrating and dying, or I'd say a lot, but I think it boils down to the point where that was my choice of weapons, lack of armor, not a single point is given to, health. 3 points there are in the durability, because 3 points are in the base character I picked. So not a single one is put in durability. So I am playing glass cannon build, if you're familiar with the term, despite the fact that I have 0 power, zero alchemy, basically 2 things leveled up. Agility, which is for the choice of weapon, and boosts immobilization, which is key ingredient for the module set. And engineering was for armor, to compensate the low health I have, and loot multiplier, which is another trick how to get a lot of things, but anyways, you got the point. So the gameplay, where I say fair, I think because of my glass cannon build, some bosses were like too tough because I was too fragile, okay? It's like not golden formula that you can go through, but at the end, I managed to get them all, so seems like, yes, it's fair. Curiosity is rewarding. That's from playstyle. That's absolutely insane, where some games have like secret tunnels you can jump somewhere and climb it and get that ledge, and at the end there is nothing, and you feel like they they treated you poorly. In this game, basically, whenever you find somewhere, some area to explore where your curiosity is just saying you need to check out what's there, if not all of them, most of the things, you will find something at the end, which is, well, I'd say thank you. Absolutely, yes. That's how games should be, okay? I hate those guys. I really hate them. Now I need to find where the hell I am running around. As I said, I opened up the game. Oh, filing, guys. Okay. Oh yeah, this is where I get out. There I need it, but doesn't matter. So yeah, respawn. This is something weird. One of the reasons why I have kind of hate for Souls-like games is because of those respawn. Whenever you do something, I will at the same time show you different types of enemies, their attacks. Oh, the bad boy. What I'm talking about is the respawn whenever you enter the points. When you want to allocate the points, you need to enter this particular thing, and then all the enemies are respawning. It feels a bit weird. This is the respawning thing. Whenever you use it, it basically respawns everything I kill. And what is the absolutely insane, that also is one of the tactics for Soul-like game, you can ignore them. You can run past them. And I think this game is more forgiving. There are enemies that whenever they start doing some swing or attack, you need to be aware, otherwise you will be knocked down and it ends badly. But once you know those enemies and those attack styles, you can literally, as I just did, reset all the enemies. Well, actually, I didn't kill anyone. And just run past them. They will drop off the aggro after a while, so that respawn is not a problem. That respawn is quite easy to control. If that makes sense. Well, not control, but avoid. No, I'm running in circles. I'm lost, guys, sorry. But yeah, in the same time, about the gameplay, some enemies, that's also regarding my experience with glass cannon build, seems to be way more difficult than others, which is something I just need to point out. There are some enemies I'm still hating at this point. Those guys with the trumpets, they're the worst. For example, they just randomly just start swinging, and with few health I have, I can't afford that. This is where I go. This guy with the shield is also not my favorite. Just kicks me sometimes when I'm in the middle of attacks, right? But yeah, that's from the gameplay perspective, from Souls-like, what to expect. Starting point. I am still giving 8 points to the gameplay. It feels, the game plays and everything is not frustrating, it's not grindy, it's the curiosity is rewarding, there's a lot to explore, there's, yeah, 8 points. Right, and experience as all, if you haven't noticed from any other videos, my previous videos, I am not a big fan of Souls-like games. Especially Souls-like, and especially Elden Ring. Let's not get into that topic. So I'm saying, Souls-like haters will convert on this game, like I did. I opened from curiosity. I loved and previous works from Spider's developers. And once I found out, like, no, Steelrising is not like the previous entry, but it's a Souls-like game, I was like, no, come on, I wanted to play your game. But I am curious little kitten, so I, anyways, went in like already without no expectations. I think that's one of the key ingredients. And it came out like, I was like, okay, I'm playing, okay, I'm developing, I'm finding new things, I'm exploring, the setting itself, me being this, it's not a robot, it's different, okay? But when you say robot, you think about Robocop and Terminator, such robotish things. This is human-like dancer that is now adapted to protect its owner, okay? It's different. Anyways, and from experience, what I am saying, the cons is only 20 hours. On average, if you run, it's faster. If you go main story and bonuses, that's, I don't remember the numbers from my head, but the average is approximately 20 hours. Like, it's more on a competition, when you want to accomplish everything in the game, alright? It's not just skipping things and running through the story, you know, it's even shorter than. So yeah, my con is the experiences. I would love to see more of it. I started the game hating Souls-like game, and I entered the Souls-like game, and now I wanted more of it. That's how good it is. Oh, this dude. Oh! Ooh, I've switched weapons, yeah. Yeah, there are 2 weapons, so I am showing you off my pistol. Now enemy is frozen, where I will enter the super attack. Anyways, I feel like I might be a bit lying about the depth, because once you counting the elements, the elemental damage, the build-up, the result, the immobilization, the critical, the sneak attack. I haven't showed you sneak attack, but you can't sneak up to enemies. There's another set of... that seems like there are actually more to the game than I portrayed, so yeah, anyways. And yeah, that's it. That's 8.5 I'm giving to the game. Let me switch just briefly back. I don't know how much time I already spent, too much for the... But no, this game deserves good review, okay? Full review, so... sorry, wrong this screen. So now should be. And yeah, I just promised you, this is the Steelrising ratings. And the previous one, this one I showed. This is, I was curious what was the rating for Greedfall. Spider's previous entry, I absolutely loved, and one of my favorite games. Graphics I rated higher, story was, yes, I just not adjusted, but I evaluated and said, yeah, no, Greedfall's story was more breathtaking, okay? And the pacing it was different story. It was not Soul-like. So all those ratings and experience was, in my experience, greater than this. But let me switch back. But besides that, I am still considering and saying this is a great game. This is a great, for the Souls-like, I hate, it just blew my mind, okay? For those who love Souls-like games, might be like, it was okay. Okay, so this is the rating, this is everything. I don't have any conclusion. I can suggest it is a little bit steep price to be fan for 20-hour game story, but it is what it is, okay? And I am happy I did not skip this because of Souls-like are not my type of games. And I am encouraging, and basically now, currently, in my point of view, Spiders had also the previous entries that were not so popular. Last 2 games, both games are absolutely hits, awesome. I am leaning towards that spiders are one of my close to heart developers, and I'm not expecting rooting for them, as I know they are working on Greed Hall 2, which will be yes. Anyways, I'm shutting up. 35-minute review. This game deserves it. It deserves it as I'm sitting here. Alright guys, thanks for watching. There are a lot of now a bit rant about, I was sick for quite some time, nothing serious, and also I had to move, so I am filming from a different place. It sounds stupid most likely, because there's a lot of things to need to be done. I have a backlog of games. I want to make all the videos that deserve. Steelrising was the first and the oldest one in the backlog. More of what's coming up. Of course, I'm playing Grounded. You might seen a little test. Also, that was technical test for streams. I also revisited Timberborn. Also, great things to see. And visited some early access games as well that are basically now rolling out. The Village, Walking Village, there are Mana Lords coming soon, and some other games I really want to talk about you. So anyways, I hope to make more videos faster, without delays and backlogs. If you enjoyed, if you want to see it, likes, shares always help me and help you to get back to my content whenever it comes out. Anyways, thanks, we'll meet in those other videos. Cheers.